Peace and love to my TikTok family. For my family who always says, you know what, I want to go to Egypt one day. I would love to go to Egypt. This video is going to be inspiration and motivation for you to finally go to Egypt. In 2009, in 2019, I went to Cairo, Egypt, solo dolo by myself on a spiritual journey. When I returned back to the States, I was instantly activated with what you would call a cosmic Christ energy. Doing the work of God as it was done over 2,160 years ago when our brother Yeshua, aka Jesus the Christ, was here. Now I want to slow down a little bit. Now, once again, what you are seeing is these are my admission tickets when I entered the old Cairo Museum. Now, obviously there's a whole different one, a whole new one. But this one in 2019 was the old Egyptian Museum. And these were my tickets. Now, going back once again, a hieroglyphic alphabet. Look at that. Let's go back. I'm going to take my time with this because, there's a lot of people that said, listen, I would love to go to Egypt. They have their reasons why they don't want to go. But if you have that drive to go to Egypt, please let this video be an inspiration, be a motivation for you going. Now, this is me taking pictures in 2019 inside the old museum in Cairo, Egypt. This awesome Egyptian museum. Look at this. This is actually painted on the walls as you drive by through the cities of Cairo. Beautiful vases they have out there by the hundreds. Let's keep on going. Like I said, this whole TikTok video is to inspire and motivate anybody who ever wanted to go to Egypt and has been spiritually driven. As your divine brother in Christ, a cosmic Christ being that I am, please go. This is yours truly, the minister, metaphysical minister, on my camel with a much needed bottle of water. You can see the pyramids behind me. Amazing day that day. Now, talking about being on top of the world, obstacle illusion or just me on my giant time, you decide. But once again, that's me, Cairo, Egypt, behind the pyramids, which was motivation. Like I said, obstacle illusion or on my giant time. Now, family, this was inspirational. This was divinely powerful for me to be in this place right here. This place is the first mosque in Africa. I got a chance to step foot. Now, before you could even enter the building, socks and shoes are off. Definitely shoes. And you're in a place where the first Islamic brothers, the first mosque in Africa ever was built. So the energy there, you can just imagine spiritually as well as physically. So let's keep on going. Now, this is yours truly once again. Now, family, this ocean, this body of water you see behind me is what you think it is. The Nile River. When I got off that plane, family, all I knew was that I had a hotel. I had no way of knowing how I was going to get there. But God made a way. And my way included a tour. And I had an awesome tour guide. Few tour guides, but the driver through my whole time there, Karim, you'll see him in a minute, like my brother. I still keep in contact with these family members back in Egypt till this day. True story. So what you're looking at, family, is the Nile River. At nighttime, the moon reflects off the water like... Once again, as we have here, we have some more hieroglyphs. For those who aspire, there's a lot of you right there. There's a lot of you watching this right now that always, since a kid, you had a connection to Egypt. Please let this be motivation to go ahead, book a flight, Airbnb it if you want to. You know, I got a chance to go into, I was in the Hilo Palace at the, it was a Hilton hotel, and it was 5-star. It was amazing. Now, family, the next one I'm about to show you, you know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Priceless. Look at this. Look at this. The imagery, the symbolism, the love. Now, this is outside of the old Egyptian museum. Now, if I do recall, not too long after I came back, a couple of years, maybe a year, they moved the museum. They had a whole ritual on YouTube as they were moving from old to new building. But let's just sit back and appreciate this. You see the nose is knocked off, but it is what it is. We know what it represents. Love. That is powerful. To my sisters, love. To my brothers, love, respect. Powerful. Now this is me in the King and Queen's chamber near the Sphinx. I think it might be the Temple of the Sphinx. Just really in my divine spiritual zone. You know, I guarantee you, for the ones who are going to say, you know what? Psh, this is it. I'm going to Egypt now. Let me tell you something. The moment my feet touch the ground, once you get to Egypt, the moment your feet touch the ground, DNA activation. Do you hear me? DNA activation. I didn't come back the same. I didn't come back the same. More hieroglyphics. Look at this. Look at this. And I want you to just take the time, whether you pause it or whatever, just to, and I'll zoom in a little bit more if you look at look at the symbolism. Now, this is more symbolism than just, it's more symbolism than just people just writing on a wall or carving on a wall. I want to, there look a little UFO up there. Y'all TikTok, y'all think that's a little UFO? It might be something, but look at that. Okay, let's fade back. Once again, that's me. Now look at this. This is me staring right in front of the pyramids, soaking that beautiful divine energy in. And let me tell you about the skies, and maybe you can see a little bit in this picture, guys. But usually when I look in the skies back in America, back home, you know, it's like a rotation. It's like you can see the circular, you know, I look in the skies and you can see the circular motion. When I was in Egypt, the skies looked like a flat screen TV all the way around. If there's anybody that know what I'm talking about that been to Egypt, maybe it's me. But when I was there looking at the skies, I kept my eyes on the skies a lot. The skies just look a flat screen TV, like a. Now, what we are looking at now, family, is King Tut's sarcophagus. Now, I took this picture before I got access into that room because I didn't think I was going to be able to get in there. These bars kind of like separate you from that room, but you got to do a turn and then enter. It's like a turn and then you're in there, like a U-turn almost. No, not a U-turn, but it's a nice turn. But that's King Tut's sarcophagus, folks. King Tut's sarcophagus. Inside there is like the weapon, the knife, the dagger, whatever you want to call it, that actually killed him. But this is the old building. All this is moved to the new one. Now I want to show you guys this. This is powerful as well. Look at this. Family, look at this. This was also in a museum, cased up, as you can tell. Look at this. Symbolism. Look at that. Look at that. I want you to see that, family. Some of you are seeing this for the first time. Some people, and I encourage a lot of people to go to Egypt because some people will never go, unfortunately. So for those people, at least you get a chance to see this. And let this be symbolism. You know, I don't care if this is a 15-minute video. This is history right here. You know, this kind of gives me respectfully Tales from the Hood vibes when I see this. But this is our ancestors. You see it, right? Warrior up. Let me say that again. Warrior up. You see you see the knives. Them joints is, yeah. All right, let's turn the page. Let's see where we at. Okay, now, let's turn back around. Now, the traffic in Cairo was different. Now, they don't use signal lights that much. In respect for my family in Cairo, they use signal lights, but not as much. In Cairo, traffic is heavy, and everybody beep. Everybody uses the horn, like 4 or 5 beep beeps, and the person going to the right or going to the left. Everybody does that. It's like, forget a signal light. Beep 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 beep. Much love to my family. You amazing people. You have no idea. Now, this is the legend of brother Malcolm X when he was in Egypt, when he was headed towards Mecca. And you're going to see in a few minutes why this is so inspirational to me and why this picture is so symbolic to me as well. Now look at this. This was also... I'm going to have to search to see what this is. If you know what this is, then please leave a comment. But yeah, this is very symbolic. This is very symbolic. This is maybe a boat, maybe, but yeah, we're definitely going to go ahead. And if you know what it is, leave a comment. Like I said, it's a lot of people who's going to be watching this that's been to Egypt, that's been to this museum. So yeah, I would love to hear y'all comments as well. Much love to Egypt. All right, here we go. Once again, I'm standing on my giant. Obstacle illusion or I'm on giant time. You decide. Cairo, I love it. Now listen, the traffic is heavy out there. You got to be careful when you're in Egypt. Traffic is heavy. I mean, you got to share the road with people, cars, and camels. And you're going to put respect on the camels. You see that, right? Look at it, the camel in front. Head is high. Like, yeah, like get out of, yeah, like make way. How many of y'all remember when I was younger on Sega, I want to say Sega Genesis, there was a Aladdin game. You remember the Aladdin game on Sega, guys? This is exactly what Cairo in the village is like. I promise you, like, seriously, like it's... Okay, let's go. The Sphinx. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, even with all the distortion that happened because of people's... I don't know. You hear the stories about the Sphinx nose being blown off by Napoleon, but even with all that, you still can see the essence and the beauty of it and the symbolism of the Sphinx, which is powerful. It was just, I mean, just being in front of it, I'm not going to say it gets emotional, but it's powerful. It's powerful. All right, so I was in the Hilo Palace. At the time, I worked at Hilton. So, as you know, for the folks who work in Hilton got some good benefits. So, Hilton, the Hilo Palace is where I was at. And this was it was beyond. I mean, the workout center, it was beyond. I'm trying to tell you, please. Once again, this is inspiration, motivation for you to get up and say, man, I'm finally going to Egypt. Way before Kid and Play. Way before Kid and Play, guys. This was also in the Egyptian Museum when I went in 2019, solo dolo, on my spiritual journey. This is before Kid and Play. See if you guys can read that later on without me doing the shakes. Look at this. I just want to just zero in on this brother right quick. Or sister. It's giving me Queen Latifah. Somebody's out there also thinking it's Queen Latifah. And the one sister, I can't think of her name. She was a very, very, I want to put respect on her title, but I know y'all know who I'm talking about. She used to be on the Donahue shows, and she's still alive right now. She's just a sister for the sisters, and she's a beautiful, educated, spiritual sister. But yeah, that style reminds me. Yeah, it's giving Queen Latifah. It's giving Kid and Play. It's definitely giving that for sure. Now, when I was in Egypt, I had my horses. These are my horses, guys. Yes. Yes, I was on my John Wayne. I was on my Bonanzas. Yeah, I was on my Magnificent Seven. Yeah, I was on, and this was my horse. His name was Moses. Moses. That was Moses right there. He was some awesome horses. That was the first time ever that I got off a camel, hopped on a horse. When I got on a horse, we went to the village, and all these people crowded me. And family, I never really told this story in public before, but as we go into the village, these people crowd me, and I remember this little girl um, coming up to me and saying, "Please, sir, please help, help." And this little boy like pushing her out the way after that, and I remember giving her like some Egyptian money. I don't know. Obviously, it wasn't worth much because when she looked at it, she gave me this look of like, "Is that it?" But I mean, it was the energy of the people crowding me, and just wanting to know who I was, and the love there. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that at all. But yeah, this is my horse Moses. I forgot the other horse name, but that was my horse Moses right there. All right. Once again, another picture. Look at this. This was in the Egyptian. This is one of the what do they call those people here? Tour guides, I guess. Yes, I think it's a safe word to use. Tour guides. And tour guides, yeah. And look at this. Look at this. Powerful. This is a little bit of a blurry picture, but look at that. Powerful, still the same. This is yours truly, the minister. Huh? Chilling with the bros. You see the chilling with the bros. You already know. Family, man. Family. Okay, it's a few more pictures, family. Chilling with the bros. I think I found out later on that hand gesture that bro was doing was a wild hand gesture from what I was told. But respect to those brothers, man. That's me on top of the pyramid now, guys. On top of the pyramid. And, people always talk about the geometrical shape of the pyramid. This is the pyramid, guys. One of them. One of many. Now, this is yours truly once again. This is actually King Tut's throne. His ceremonial throne, I come to find out. And behind it, if you look, his queen is rubbing him down with oil. That's what's going on in the back as well. As you look at the throne, his ceremonial throne is by the way. Yeah, a lot is said by looking at this without even saying nothing. A lot is being said by the imagery of what's on that chair. All right. Once again, I want to thank y'all for your patience. This is a movie to me. This is my movie. I'm an ordained metaphysical minister, doctor of metaphysics now. And this is a blessing to me to see where I came from and to see that this was my path to where I came from that led to my clear mission. So this is me chilling on top of a sarcophagus. Got to find out which sarcophagus that is. Once again, that's me chilling, my camel, Arabian Nights, and the king and queen chambers. There we go. Let's go. Got some more for y'all. Remember that mosque I showed y'all? Yeah, that's me. Remember that mosque? That's me. Remember that picture of Malcolm X? Yeah, this is just the symbolism. Excuse me. The symbolism. It was a real divine energy. Once you enter that temple, once again is the first mosque in Africa ever built. So the energy, think about that. The first mosque in Africa ever built. Think about that once again. Facing Mecca. Me right here. Now one thing about when you're in Cairo, the people are going to look out for their people. And that's how it's supposed to be. So if the tour guide takes you to the jewelry store, then they're going to take you to the gift shop. And they're going to make sure that they're going to make sure they look out for each other, because tourism is what supports, especially like the people in Cairo, not the city people, but the everyday people. Tourism supports everything. Another reason you should go to Egypt and just show love. Now these are some. Look at the paintings. Look, like I say, these are. I got that one on the left at the house. Actually, look at that. See, boom. You see it, right? You see it. Those are my degrees, minister degrees, and everything. Right there. You see it, right? You're talking about manifestation right there, fam. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Let's flip this around right quick. We almost done. I think y'all look at this. Look at this. Like, this is my life, it gives me great honor to share this with you guys. It really does. And I hope it inspires people to sit back and really just go to Egypt. Just go to Egypt. Shout out to my brother Red Pill. Got a chance to, if you know Red Pill, Blue Pill, legends in the game. Legends in the game. Once again, I think I showed y'all this already. So yeah, let me see. Is there more, or is that it? I think. Let me see. I think there's more, but family. I think that is it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, no. Then we got these. Remember I told you about my brother Kareem, my personal driver, good brother. Man, I can't wait to see the family again. This was actually on a cruise. The cruise was awesome, man. The cruise on the Nile River, it was a buffet. So as you're on the boat, you're eating on a buffet. It's a buffet. You go get your own food. And then next thing you know, you see this freaking belly dancer come out of nowhere. She is just beautifully belly dancing. And then this guy comes out on like some Aladdin Arabian Nights. And he has this, like, you can't even call it a gown. But he just does these amazing spins, these hypnotic trance spins with this gown. It's like a carousel. It's kind of, for those who know what I'm talking about, hit the like button. Now, once again, guys, yes, secret's out now, guys. I have superpowers. I can fly, They want to let you guys know I can fly, then everybody want to know how I can fly, but... But no, most respectfully, guys, Egypt was an awesome time for me. The time before this was, I'm not going to say dark times, but it was initiation, going through a lot of stuff, and coming out of a lot of stuff. So to rise upon that and reach and see Egypt for me, yeah. And to see where I'm at now, as you just look on the wall and you see my minister degree, my degree in spiritual practitioner, ordained metaphysical minister. This was before all of that. And this, helped lay the path for where I'm at now. Not my will, but God's will. Once again, my brother from Egypt doing his thing, man. It was great, man. So I hope this has motivated and inspired at least somebody, if it's just one or two people, to take that trip to Egypt. Live fully, and live truly. Until next time, family. Peace.